the Cedi is depreciating, and it doesn't seem to be wanting to stop the downslide anytime soon. Well, the BOG has set up a task force to monitor illegal operators in the Forex market. We're going to be delving into that conversation to find out if that's really the solution, or if that's where the problem is coming from, and therefore, stemming the tide at the Forex operator side, is that the solution? The Ghana Federation of Traders is also threatening to demonstrate in 2 weeks over the increasing dollar. So these are the conversations we're going to be looking at next. Let me read a couple of stories for you. And the BOG sets up a task force to monitor illegal operators in the Forex market. Now, the Bank of Ghana has set up a task force to monitor all foreign exchange bureaus to ensure compliance with their regulatory framework. Now, the governor of the bank, Dr. Ernest Addison, announced this during the 118th Monetary Policy Statement on Monday, May 27, 2024. Now, the move is aimed at tackling the operations of illegal operators in the foreign exchange market and promoting transparency in the market. The central bank also stated its collaboration with the Ghana Association of Banks to streamline documentation requirements for foreign payments. Now, this, according to Dr. Addison, is expected to reduce the appeal of unofficial currency exchange channels and promote a cleaner foreign exchange market. Paul.
BOG.
Yeah.
Very interesting body, I must say. Why is the Bank of Ghana, struggling to maintain or stabilize the Cedi? It's just a sad one. It's a very sad situation. Previously, what it used to do was to give dollars or auction dollars to the banks. So prior to this very administration, what used to be the norm was that the BOG on weekly basis, gives the commercial banks dollars in order that importers, can go to them and request whatever they need from them, all right? And these were done at specialized arrangements of some sort, all right? When this governor took over, it cancelled that arrangement. And so it means that once in a while, it will auction the dollars, especially for importers like the BDCs, that the bulk distribution companies. If an IOTC is the International Oil Trading Company, all right? If you want to import oil from them, it will mean that you have to pay, with dollars. And over the period, even prior to the introduction of what is called the Gold for Oil policy, Bank of Ghana was giving so much to these BDCs. As we speak, it is only able to auction just about a fraction, like $20 million, for organizations that need $400 million monthly. You are giving them only 20. What that means is that they will always have to resort to the open market, i.e. the black market, in order to get that volume they need to import their product.
Yeah.
Again, the BOG also instructed that if you want to import, you can only do so with 50,000 without documentation. So it means anything in excess, you have to go through them with those transfer documentation. You have given some form of impetus to the importers to more or less reduce the volume. So if I will need a certain quantity of product within a period, because I can send 50-50, I can do so now, next week I'll transfer another 50 until it meets whatever amount the supplier is requesting, right? It defeats the purpose for whatever they are doing. Today, they tell us that they are going to set up a committee, or more or less a task force, to monitor the operations of the black market and other forex bureaus. BOG should be honest to itself. The dollars that is been auctioning, who are the direct beneficiaries of the dollars? It is alleged that about 99% of forex bureaus in the country belongs to staff of BOG. They should come out and debunk it. Kwaku, 99% of forex bureaus in the country belongs to staff. Look, go to the Registrar General. Let us lift the veil and see the real owners behind most of these forex bureaus. Then you will know that indeed it will trace back to the staff of the BOG. So the moment it is auctioned, they are the first people who go in for it. And before you know it, even the very importers who need the dollars for their operations do not get access. Now, what is the way forward? This task force is dead on arrival. It is not going to do even 0.0001 activity. It's zero. Their actions will be zero in the end. But this is what we can do. There is an entry and exit point in this country, all right? You cannot, as a foreigner, go to any forex bureau and decide that I want to buy dollars or I want to exchange my currency, right? No, it is not that. What it has to do now is to liaise with the Ghana Airport Company, all right? Set up a mini bank of some sort, okay? If you are coming in as a foreigner, you have foreign exchange, you want to exchange your dollars, that should be the point to exchange. With your passport, you show proof, and then you exchange your money there. If you are a traveler, an individual, and you are traveling, and you also need dollars to travel with, you know you can have a maximum of $10,000 on you, either through MasterCard or any of the debit cards that you can have, all right? Go show proof of your documentation that you are traveling to so and so, and you need this much. Present your passport and your documents. You buy the dollars there.
Wow.
And then travel with it. Okay? So you do not give room to the black market for them to determine how much dollars we should sell. Because already you've taken the powers from the banks. It is only external forex operators that are able to more or less resource these banks as and when they need forex. You have licensed the external forex operators, and they are now in turn selling dollars to your banks locally. So the governor has failed. For all intents and purposes, the governor of the Bank of Ghana has failed woefully in making sure our cedi stabilizes. And that is why almost every single day, the cedi is falling with nothing to cushion it. All right? So as it stands, all I'm saying is individuals must not have access to buying dollars from the open market. It should be a rule. That era of dollarization must come to an end. You cannot be in Ghana and be pricing your goods in dollars. It weakens and defeats our purpose, or the purpose for setting up the cedi currency as a legal tender. All right? If we have accepted to use the cedi as our legal tender and exchange of whatever, it means that we should respect that law, respect that rule, fight against dollarization in our country.
Yeah.
And ensure that all goods, services are priced in cedis.
Okay, please wrap it up for me.
You cannot go to a hotel and then you see $180, $200 there. Everything must be priced in cedis. You cannot, as a ministry or any state agency, be traveling within country and be taking your per diems in dollars. No. Such practices must be halted and it must be done now. Thank you, my initial submission.
Yeah, you mentioned the task force to monitor illegal operations in the forex market. This is one of the duties of the Bank of Ghana. So they shouldn't come back and tell me their duty. Do you understand?
Okay.
It's like the Ghana Police Service telling you that they will be going on street patrols. But that's your duty.
It's your job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, we see it as a good move. It's part of their duty. That's what they have to do.
Before you continue, the traders, Ghana Federation of Traders has called on the government to take measures to lower the exchange rate from 15 to the dollar to 10 to the dollar or face their wrath. I don't know exactly how they plan to
just trying to
express their wrath against the government,
but we've heard over and over again what they said they will be doing as Bank of Ghana.
Right.
But they should be mindful of the dollar hawks. The dollar hawks are not on the market. And these are the people I called in as far back as 2019 on Citi Tax Dialogue with yourself, your good self. I mentioned the dollar hawks, and I'll mention them again. The dollar hawks, it is their business. So they hoard the dollar, and they determine the prices of the dollar. So you see, respectfully, not to disrespect the Bank of Ghana, when they are quoting on the website, I laugh. You quote and you don't have the dollar.
Yeah.
Those who have the dollar are the dollar hawks. They hoard it.
Yeah.
And they release the dollar as and when they need some of the cities to do their things.
Yeah.
And so you'll be there, and then they'll be quoting the dollar. You've heard the interbank rate. But go on the streets, people are getting more, and they are paying more. What am I saying? Those who are buying it at a higher rate. Those who are selling it are also making money from a higher rate. So it's as if you are a landlord with no control. You know, you are a landlord with no control. So, I mean, that is where you have to focus on what you need to do.
Right.
It's actually a form of investment for some people, especially with the bad faith of the bond market. You see what happened to people who bought the bonds, okay? You see, so now people shifted their trust into the dollar hoarding. People have good money that they have actually invested in the bonds. You mess them up. So after getting their money, they realize when they buy the dollar keeps appreciating.
Right.
And that they find it as a safe haven. Now, the next thing is the strike and the demonstration that the traders have said they were going to embark on. Unfortunately, what they are calling for the Bank of Ghana to do, if the Bank of Ghana reduces it to 10 cedis, as a word of mouth, like I said early on, those who are selling it on the market are at 15. Among themselves, some of their colleagues are the ones who release these dollars. So they shouldn't pretend. I mean, respectfully, they shouldn't pretend. They know those who have the dollar. When they want to go and trade, they know who they buy the dollars from. They don't go to Bank of Ghana. So it is amongst them. They should try doing something amongst them. Look, the threat in 2 weeks is a good notice enough for the Bank of Ghana to try and meet them and negotiate something for the way forward. They should be interested in participating. That's the traders group. They should be interested in participating in local goods production. How? They should be interested in supplying production inputs to local producers. So what they are importing as traders, it should be directed towards industry. I mean, to help our industrial boom. The next thing is to reduce competition of goods that are coming into this country. You know, we have salmon here. You are traders, and you are importing salmon from another country. You enter the market, and the traders are telling you that this is Abidjan salmon. When you are hearing that, you think there's no problem. That's a problem. The basic things that we consume, that's a problem. And so you should also be interested in how to help the local industry to thrive. So that when I heard the GRA officials complain that the port were empty of goods, imported goods, then I started crying. They should have even been interested in goods that are leaving the shores of Ghana. Because basic economics tell us that when you export more and you import less, it's best for you as a country.
Of course.
You know, so then the final thing I'll also ask of them is they should work with the local producers to trade both locally and external. Because look, some of the things that people are producing locally on the sub-regional market, they can thrive. Now let me look at government. Government should properly target investment in industry. You have gold, diamond. Nobody's making losses when they come and get it. And the local interest of government in participating in this industry is next to nothing. Less than 20%. That is a very, very worrying thing. And then government should work and support industrial expansion. What they want to do with one district, one factory. The only reason why personally I am against exemptions is that, look, I want to see you give them support, like land, security, and some of the input, goods input as a loan, a form of a loan facility.
Yeah.
When they turn it around, they are going to be giving you company income for you to tax. The pay as you earn by the number of people that they have expanded, the large numbers of employees. That will also benefit you. The government should facilitate trade amongst on the continental, at least in the sub-regional markets. That's what we should be doing.
Okay.
We are actually hosting the After Secretariat. What are we doing as a country to position ourselves well so that our goods be going and coming, so that you don't need to always go to the dollar zones, you know. Barter trade is another thing we can do as Africans.
Yeah.
The cash can sit down and then the goods can exchange.
Yeah.
We can do
After
it.
all, that's what we did with the gold for oil at a point, and it supported the system.
And then
for a while.
finally, government should put taxes on the imported goods. You see, when you put the high taxes on the imported goods, and you come and sit back and use the money for other things, in fact, corruption siphons half of it. What do you have to do as a country?
I think you put I think you put
Don't
tax
we have enough taxes on goods already?
No. I think
Let me tell you
you
what,
put tax
you are
on
killing
imported
it.
goods that
Selected imported goods.
that we produce.
Exactly.
And
That's
make
what I
sure
mean.
you produce enough.
No,
Because it's not just about
Let me run away from what you are
but
saying.
it has to be enough.
I'll use one for you. Rice production. You have always been confused, and I'll repeat it. They have confused you that our local market can supply. It is a big fat lie. Go to the northern part of this country. There's rice sitting down. Nobody is buying. So if you put high taxes, look, we sat here. An honorable Odum, a Ghanaian, a former MP, went to Nigeria, supported them, and they've actually outlived the days of importing rice.
Right.
So don't even start the discussion of whether we have the capacity to supply. One of the things that kills this country is rice importation. And we have the rice sitting down in the northern region, and they'll come and tell you every day whether our local markets can supply.
Speaking
so
about,
finally, can I finish? The final thing is to connect curriculum to industry and to our raw materials. That's our biggest problem. Curriculum, our training, the huge numbers. I'm not disagreeing with what the professors are doing. I'm only putting an advice. Look at the courses we are running in Lagos. Are they connected to our industry? The courses we are running in Lagos, are they directly to industry? And industry
but every university has a specialty. So yes,
that specialty you are saying,
but not necessarily Lagos.
Senior, with all due respect.
Do you understand? Not necessarily
Legon, University of Cape Coast, Winneba.
No. I'm just saying.
Senior, with all due respect, I'm saying, let's have the huge numbers so that we have an agrarian economy.
Okay.
Drive it into agriculture. Drive it such that we have a boom, and then let it walk through the production chains.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Quick.
You cannot go and train archaeologists when you don't even do archaeology.
Quickly, gentlemen.
I sympathize with the traders very much, and it's unfortunate where our Cedi has got into. However, it is economic activities that drive the fall or rise of the Cedi.
True.
So if it means that we are importing so much, it will reduce the strength of the Cedi and then rather increase the value of the dollar. Thank God there was the introduction of the gold for oil policy, which took some 50% of the market from the BDCs. Otherwise, almost every month would have been needing $400 million.
All right.
So now we are using just 200 million, right? It has served a purpose. So we need to cut down on the importation of petroleum products. How do you do that? Retool TOR. Let TOR work. You have Central working. Revamp it. Revamp TOR, retool TOR, and in addition with the private oil refineries in the country, you will not need to use any Forex to import finished petroleum products onto the market. Again, if not for your active involvement in packaging or more or less advertising our local rice, I'm not sure Ghanaians would have bought into the idea. Now Ghanaians are eating locally made rice, and I think that we should continue that call and ban completely, if indeed we are able to meet the demand in country
I think that if we can't even produce at a certain level, force production.
That is it.
Just ban. We'll eat. We'll be okay. We'll be fine. There's
wouldn't
kenke,
die.
there's gari, there's other things. We'll eat.
We spend,
if we don't have
spend
rice for 6 months, we won't die.
billions of dollars
Ban it
in
and then let's
importing that.
produce.
What happened to our Commander Sugar Factory? Why is it not working? We are spending so much dollars in importing sugar
Both
into the
NDC
country.
and MBP have done comedies with that factory.
I mean,
Yes.
what is going on?
MBP came and went to go and do a show there
Come
that
on.
they have
It
revamped
was
the
a
thing. And
beautifully built
really.
company that I feel that if we were to resource that company,
Okay.
we should
Gentlemen.
have avoided the importation
Yes.
of sugar
Yes.
in the country.
Yes.
That takes so much
Yes.
Forex, to import.
Okay.
And so I
Thank
feel
you.
we can work on that part as well.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much.